Welcome to day 8 of our 21 Days to Prosperity and Abundance video coaching series. I am your hostess, Natalie Pace, and this is free, so feel free to share it with your friends and family. All right, so last week it was all about tossing out the bad habits that no longer serve us. This week, week 2, is all about embracing the habits that promote greater health, greater mental health, that preserve the planet, that nourishes and sustains us, that create greater intimacy and bonds with our loved ones. And that's a good way of looking at things, right? So no matter what the mantra is, ask yourself that. Is this good for my health? Is this good for my relationships? All of those things now, and exercise the things that you know are going to be good for all of those things. And it's really important with today's mantra because the mantra today, day 8, is yes. Now, that does not mean say yes to everything indiscriminately. It's a mindset that we want to lean into. The power of positivity, especially when we reframe something that we want to say no to. We can say no to things that are not healthful or for our mental health or that do not promote greater intimacy, right? And I like to use this one example. Let's say you have a toddler and they love sugar, right? And they say, I would like that candy instead of saying no. And, as a parent, you could feel like you could just say no all the time. No, 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 don't do that. And there's not a lot of power in that because what the kid what we all really want is to know what we should do, right? Not what we shouldn't do or feel shame, but feel empowered to know what we should do. That's the power of yes. Now, so how do we apply that when we really want to say no? So here's what I would say. The child is craving something delicious and probably sugary. So it's maybe snack time, right? Now, healthier sugar options might be some sort of fruit. And I used to maybe turn them into animals, give them fun names. I would say, when my son would say, Oh, I'd really like this candy. First of all, don't have a lot of candy in the house. So that's not stimulating them, right? So they're always waiting for the cookie jar. Um, I would say, okay, well, I understand it is snack time. Great. How about some banana birthday cakes? Or would you like a mouse, right? So I would make the banana birthday cakes would be little slices of banana with peanut butter and maybe a raisin on it. And the mouse might be a celery stick with peanut butter in it. Now, there are many other options. We had a raspberry and orange juice smoothie, and it looks so beautiful and it's just delicious. So that's what I would say is that is the way to say it. Then instead of saying, no, you can't have candy, you know that that's not good for you, blah, 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 you're saying instead, oh, it is snack time. What a great idea. Here's some options. Which one do you prefer? That's a way. And again, I didn't say yes, I didn't say no. What I did is I offered a positive choice that gives an empowerment tool for the child rather than a shaming tool with the negative. And by the way, this is really important for ourselves because a lot of times we'll be stuck in the past, we'll be blaming ourselves for the past. We might be saying, oh, I wish I'd done this differently, and that's okay. We've talked about how anger can be a very, 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 very helpful tool if we're in a situation that we do not want to be in. Anger, fear, these can be great getting us out of that situation. But if we're steeped in it, it becomes disease, disease, right? So we have to also apply this to ourselves. So I would like for you throughout the day today to think of all the ways where you're saying no, 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 and stop yourself before you say no. And think of how you can flip it. Remember, this is kind of similar to that fireside that we did where we were, the fire ritual, right? Where we are flipping out of what we don't want. I don't want this. I'm really afraid of that into what we do want and the action plan to get there. So that's the power of yes. We still want to be in the habit, right? Because this is the week that is reinforcing the good habits. So I still want you to be thinking about love top of mind, making sure that you're breathing, being grateful, maybe counting your blessings. Definitely lean into forgiveness, although I think the higher level of forgiveness is not even judging in the first place. Not to say that there are not actions that are harmful and there are actions that are helpful. I'm not saying that, and that you have the right to say what you believe is harmful or helpful, and the people who are harmful or helpful. That's okay. But you don't have to make it such a big deal like it's your life's mission to be the judge of everybody, right? Practice, exercise, that's part of it, just the blood flow of it, abundance, that mindset of abundance. And today we're adding to that the power of yes, the power of positivity. And every single time that you want to say no, every single time that you want to say don't do that, whether it's to somebody you care about or yourself, think of a way to flip it and say, instead of saying don't do that, say do this. That's the power of yes. And thank you again for joining me on this 21-day journey. And I will see you tomorrow for day 9.